Hi guys, it's DFX. Welcome back to the channel. On this video, we're going to show the evolution of some of the DeLorean time machines from my favorite movie of all time, Back to the Future, and how they've progressed up into the new recent Speed Champions DeLorean by Lego. Let's get into it. Okay, first off, a little disclaimer. This is not every single DeLorean time machine that's been put out for the Back to the Future. These are just some of the ones I've collected over the years, and I thought I'd share, since a lot of people out there right now are doing comparisons to the different Lego versions of the DeLorean. I thought I'd go a little deeper and show you some of how the DeLorean in collectible form has evolved over the years. Like I said, this is not a definitive collection by any means. These are just some of the ones I've picked up over the years, and I thought I'd share them before we dive into the comparisons of the Lego DeLoreans that are out there right now. We're going to start off first here, and I put this one in a collector's case because I've had it a long time. This was my first, I think the first DeLorean time machine that I ever picked up. I got this at a place that was called Hastings. It was kind of like a video bookstore. You could rent video games, and they also had some high-end collectibles. I haven't opened this case in a long time. Maybe the batteries still work. Maybe they haven't. Maybe they don't. I don't know. So I'll just show you this DeLorean first, and then I'll dive further into the ones that I have in my collection. Oh yeah, I remember that I had to put this at an angle. So give me a second here, and I'll pop it out for you and show you what this one looks like. So this first DeLorean here is by the company known as Diamond Select Toys. They did a few different kinds of toys throughout their collectiveness. I'm going to test this button to see if it still works. I don't think it will. No, like I said, it has light ups along the flex bands on the front. I like this one because the doors open. Really cool. But yeah, this was probably my first ever real pickup of collecting DeLoreans from Back to the Future. But yeah, really good toy. I wish I had the sound and stuff. I could show you what that looked like, but it's been been in that display case for a long time. So we're moving on here. Next up, I really didn't have too many, this was the first Hot Wheels Back to the Future DeLorean that I picked up. This one I actually got through when I got to sit in the DeLorean many years ago at Denver Comic-Con, and now it's Fan Expo Denver. This was one of the things they were selling on the table. It was by the Howlers. They drive their DeLorean, and it was a handmade DeLorean. They drive it around the country doing stuff for Michael J. Fox's Parkinson's research thing. So I just picked this up too. And I'm keeping this mint in the box because I do that with a lot of my stuff. But that was a Hot Wheels one that came out. I'm trying to see the year here. I think they put this out for the 15th, or back in 2015. It's kind of cool. If you look really closely, and I don't know if you could tell, they actually got Goodyear to also put their license on this, and it's got Goodyear tires. So I think that's really cool. Moving on, there is a bigger version of the one I just showed you that Hot Wheels put out. This is, I think, in a 1/16 scale. Not really quite sure, but this was a premium Back to the Future Hot Wheels DeLorean with the Mr. Fusion. I haven't opened this, so I don't know if the door's open on it or whatnot. But yeah, keeping this one pretty pristine in the box. Sorry for the glare there, guys. But yeah, very cool. Yeah, this was done by Hot Wheels. Probably a big possession of mine. So they branched out. Moving on here, they branched out, did some spawns to cross over some other franchises. This one I picked up for the 35th anniversary. they did a Transformer DeLorean crossover. This one was really cool. Again, a lot of my stuff's got some dust on it because I haven't looked at it in a while. But yeah, they put this out for the 35th anniversary with some classic Transformer packaging. I haven't even transformed this, so I don't even know what it looks like. But it was called Gigawatt. There's kind of what it looks like when it's transformed, but in the box and all. This was kind of cool because it was the DeLorean was backing out of Doc's truck. So really big, nice thing that will keep pristine in the box because that's how I roll with some of my collecting. Then moving on, and I think I opened this one on my channel. I'll have to go back and look. Playmobil did a line of DeLoreans, or did a time machine as well. I got the flux capacitor on this. You can take it off, and it does have the plutonium chamber. But these were separate bits in another set that Playmobil put out, which was the license plate and the flux capacitor. I think that was in an advent calendar or something. One of the Back to the Future Playmobil advent calendars. I'll put a link to a lot of this stuff. See if it's still available for you to pick up if you haven't had these in your collection. But this was cool. The doors do open. So that was finally another gullwing door that just opened. But yeah, really cool. The other cool thing about this one, not only does the doors open, it also lights up, which really cool. Warning, there's some flashing. You can also see inside. I don't know if you can really tell, the flux capacitor lights up. But the other cool thing is also it converts to hover mode. So as you can see there, got the wheels turned up and now it's in hover mode. And also it has different lights as well. So we got the flashing, and then the non-flashing, and it just turns off. But this was really cool. If you've looked at other videos on my channel, I do have the complete collection of all the Playmobil Back to the Future things. Yeah, really cool. And there's the Playmobil DeLorean. I think this one's still available out there in selected places. I think recently, as last year, I saw it at a Barnes & Noble. So that's really cool. And now we'll get into the Legos. Now, I have the 3 main Legos that have been released. I did not get the Dimension one. There was a little Dimension because I don't play the game, so I didn't get it. But we're going to start off with the very first Kuzo Back to the Future DeLorean time machine. At the time, this was premium, top of the line, and really cool. This one did come with Doc, as you can see he's driving. The doors opened, so that's cool. And it also came with a Marty minifig. Really great, but they've upgraded and done something different for the Speed Champions ones, which I'll get into here in a second. But yeah, this was pretty cool. Not to mention, you could also convert it to hover mode. They also gave you some clear bricks, and it flies around, but they also gave you clear bricks so you can display it as it's flying. Really cool set at the time, but they stepped their game up in the last couple of years. And I'll show you what the next big. This was, the minute I saw this, the minute I heard about this set, I was like, I really should pick this up. And I'm talking, this is big. This was and like I said, I'm a very novice Lego collector, Lego builder, but this was a really fun build. The doors open like that, like so. But yeah, I was really happy when I got this. Now it also lights up. The flux capacitor lights up. You can see that it does. Yeah, I haven't picked this up in a while, so I was there's bits flying off I'm sorry. But yeah, this has also just been displayed sitting here in my collection room. Like the door just broke. So I'm going to have to fix that. But really cool. You guys get the point. It did convert to flying mode as well. There's a little button on the bottom. But really cool. One of my better favorite Lego things I've put together. Also came with a couple of minifigs. The futuristic Doc and Marty. But there they are. But that brings me to the latest in the recent Speed Champions edition. Was really excited to pick this up. And here it is. I kind of displayed this a little in my last video a couple weeks back. But yeah, this is really cool. The detail is amazing. I've kept the Mr. Fusion and the 2015 plate on it because that's how I like it. A lot of people have expressed that they weren't very happy with this for little things like the doors not opening and the little holes that are where the windscreen is. I'm going to pop that up, but that's what Doc and Marty look like. Of course, they got the flex capacitor in there as well. But overall, really cool set. I have it in just normal driving mode. Let me stop right there, pause it right there. I'm going to convert it to hover mode. So after about I'd say roughly about 2-3 minutes, you can convert it, the Lego Speed Champions, into flying mode, which I think I'm going to keep displayed in this mode. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I might actually splurge and if I can find one, get another Speed Champions Lego DeLorean and display it in the driving mode as well, because that actually has the plutonium chamber and the little rod that connects to the lightning bolt for the clock tower and all that. But that may be a purchase down the road. But guys, those are just some of the few time machines from Back to the Future that I own in my collection. Let me know below in the comments what are some of the ones you have, or share with some of the ones you have in your collection. Like I said, this is not the definitive collection by any means. These are just some of the ones I own personally. And yeah, guys, thank you for joining me on this video. And until next time, live long and prosper. Thanks for watching.